Well, g'day guys. Jeez, been a while. It's Sunday the 29th of December 2019, so a couple of days before New Year. She's been a big year, eh? Far out. She's been a tough year. You know, as you were aware, that I was working down at the Navy base. That finished in around September. I then took the machine, brought the machine home and gave it a massive overhaul, and that's on YouTube. And as you can see, there's still nothing done on the car. As far as I got, I basically got as far as fixing the rust on the boot lid. I've got probably about 80% of the way through that. The boot lid I'm using is the original boot lid off the car, as you probably recall. You know, the original one it just fits perfectly, and regardless of the rust, it needed to be fixed because it was the right boot lid for the car. So that's really where I am with that. There's been a fair bit happening. You'll see in this video, the motor is up at Adam's place, and he went away, oh shit, it was a couple of months ago now, for a couple of breaks, and I went house sat for him. So what I did under Adam's guidance was I stripped the motor down. I don't really know anything about motors at all, and you know, I don't profess to. But I stripped it all down. It was great. It's a good exercise to actually see what was, you know, involved. And so that's on this video. Look, it's 9:30 in the morning. It's 29 degrees. I've been out here in the morning this morning early, doing some welding, and it's just getting too hot. Now tomorrow is over 40. The following day is over 40, so I'm not going to be out in the shed. The big news is next year I'm looking at buying a factory, so I can move the car, all of my equipment, and just have a beautiful environment to work in. This place is, you know, this is the second car I've done in this shed. It's far out. It's just so rickety, windy, drafty. There's holes everywhere. It leaks in the winter. There's bloody snakes in here too in the summer. I was cutting the grass the other day, and there's a bloody snake poked its head out from underneath the tin outside, and he came back inside because he sort of realised that he's going to get his head chopped off if he's not careful. Yeah, so I don't feel very good working in here. Plus, when it's hot, windy, this place is just a dust pit, and it's cold. When it's cold, it's, you know, drafty and freezing and bloody damp. It's just the most horrible atmosphere to work in, and there's no incentive to get out here. In the summer it's too hot, in the winter it's too cold, and it's just horrible. Yeah, so there's been a fair bit going on at work. I'm now working at the airport, work at Melbourne Airport on a new runway there. That's possibly about 2 years' work. It's been a good job. It's not as high paying as the one down at Cerberus, but it's close enough. Yeah, so I'm going to go inside now. It's too hot to be out here. I'll show you some photos of the factory that I'm looking at as soon as I can get down there. I'll take the camera through and take a little video, and it's a great atmosphere, great little environment. It's got a little office. It's about 220 square meters, so it's not the biggest. It's got, you know, bathroom, shower, toilet, bloody little kitchenette. So, you know, if I get grubby and stuff, rather than hopping in the car to come home, I can, you know, just have a quick shower there and race on home. Yeah, that's enough talk. I'll take you. There's nothing to see on the car. It's just hanging there, waiting. The shed's a bit of a mess. I'll take the camera off and take you for a tour. Okay, so this is what I'm working on at the moment. I call it Battle Tank. It's a cover that yeah, I've had to do some adjustments there because it actually twisted while I was welding it. That's a cover to protect the diesel filler and you know, the AdBlue filler, as well as the hydraulic fuel. I'll explain all that when I take you out to the machine. Look at the shed. It's just a pigsty. I can't work in this place. You know, all those gaps up there and gap in the door there, and bloody, it's just horrible. So yeah, can't work. But anyway, come outside and I'll give you the rundown. Oh, she's a bit bright out here. Okay, so it's a Gabalco. It's a bit of a big monster. It's called a 135, which sort of indicates that it's 13.5 ton. But it weighs 18 ton or 18.2 ton, so it's a heavy beast. Twin rams on the blade, as opposed to the Hitachi, which has only got one ram. I've got a set of vandal covers made now, so there's vandal covers that go over that. It's what's called an offset boom. Okay, so the boom actually telescopes out side to side. Not telescopes, but offsets out from side to side, so you can dig out past the sides of the machine. It's got a tilt hitch, which means that you can rotate the angle of the bucket, so you can go that way or that way. It's a pretty clever device. I've got a full set of buckets with the machine, brand new. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a great machine, so comfortable, heaps of leg room, because I'm 6 foot, so you need the space. These little lockable things here I made, I've got a cover, because these padlocks, or these locks are hideous, and you can actually get into the side of it. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than the Hitachi, but yeah, you can actually get a screwdriver in there and pry all that lock stuff out. So I've made those two brackets, and then there's a plate that goes over there, and a padlock goes through the whole lot. And that's sort of to stop people tampering with the machine. It's more like, I mean, shit, anyone could get into these things. These doors are so flimsy, you could just peel the door back and bloody get in. But it's more of a tamper evident type device, so that I can sort of do a quick visual of the machine. Okay, if that's been messed around with, I know to. Twin rams on the boom, which is great, gives it a hell of a lot of lifting capacity. The Hitachi's only got one single ram. So this is what that covers for. It covers the diesel filler over the back. Well, it covers the hydraulic fluid filler point, as well as the AdBlue, which is up the back there. I'm still, engineering this thing. So all the buckets up the back there. And a good thing is I can actually adapt my hammer, which is up there at the Hitachi. I can adapt the hammer to fit this new machine, because it's a big hammer. Eight's ready for another service too. I took that off the airport job. It's a gorgeous day. I'm going to shoot inside and make a video for you, because it's going to be too hot out here now. Yeah, so everything, when I buy this factory, everything will go. The XB, Ethan's XB up there in the other shed, that XB donor down there, the parts car, compressor of course, yeah, just everything will go nice and secure again. What a day. Well, hi guys, so it's Saturday the 19th of October 2019. This video is, I'm just going to strip down the motor. Adam's going to rebuild it for me. I've got a 351 crank over here, which I'll show you in a minute. This is a 302. So I'm just going to strip it apart. Adam's going to do the work, and I'm going to put different con rods in it, slightly different pistons, cam of my choice. Yeah, so it's just going to be built up as a 351. Nothing spectacular, just a nice 351. And he's had a good inspection of it, and there's no wear spots, which is really what he was interested to see. I think we paid about $200 or $300 for this. Can't remember. So that's a 351 crank. This motor was an LPG motor. Well, it had LPG. It looks sticky. I was always under the impression that when you take all this sort of stuff out, you've got to keep it in sequence. But Adam said, no, just bloody pull it apart. So, but I am sort of keeping it in sequence. Okay, so it's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the way I've worked it on the bench, like I say, this is just for my benefit, not so much the viewing public's. Actually, it's for Adam's benefit, in case he wants to know the sequence. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, anyway, number 1 through to 16. Let's see what we got in here, right? Oh, chunky bits. Lots of chunky bits. I'd say that'd be a ring or something. Let's try and find out where those chunky bits come from, eh? I'll take that beast off. Probably before I take those off. Yeah. Because if I've got to use a puller, we don't want to pull that thing through. I put that nut because I didn't want to put the pointy bit of the puller down into that thread section, so I just put that bolt in there and undid it against the back of the bolt. Yeah, because if I'd used that on the end, that would have been sitting right on the thread at the start of the thread, so I put the bolt in there and just did it on the back of the bolt. That section there. Oops. Yeah, that section there. Because that actually goes on there, but that would have damaged the thread. Beautiful. Oh, I wouldn't have imagined that there should be anything like that sort of movement in a motor. You can just see a slight scoring on this is the front pot, I guess you'd call it. The front cylinder on the left hand side. That's the only mark in any of them. They're all in really good nick. There's no scratches on the insides. There's, like I say, there's only that scratch on this pot here, on the cylinder. There, down there. There's a slight, just an ever so slight lip, just on the inside there. Just in there. But it's not too bad. And there's no marks in there, in the other side. So that's it. Now I just need to take this cam out, and we're done.